All right, shalom, shalom. We're the real Hebrew Israelites who come day in and day out to prophesy the downfall of America, which is Babylon the Great. First off and foremost, all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. All right, double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone. All right, double honors to them, and salutations to the elect that's kicking this word in the four corners of this earth. Basically, I'm Brother Shapaya from GMS Chicago. I'm just jumping into this Gentile topic real quick because you understand, to the elect, knowing who the Gentiles are and the differentiation is simple. Only people who ain't gonna understand it is these bugged out ass niggas, man. All right, and for the and now that I say that, how many niggas just think that all Israel is just so-called Negroids, man? All right? All right? Jake took on the confusion of faces too, man. All right? I'm just jumping to the point, and it's two, like all I did was put in Gentiles in this in the word search, and there's so many scriptures, but first of all, here in GMS, our elder apostles teach us how to go into words, which we do. Excuse me, which we do. All right, but even on a deeper level, when you read the scriptures through the Spirit, you could differentiate. Slaki, I'm tongue twister right now, but you can tell the difference between a Gentile being an Israelite foreigner and a Gentile that's a non-Israelite. Through the Spirit, you could tell the difference in the context that the word is used in. All right. So, first off, I want to jump to the word of Isaiah, which explains it. And this is in the Old Testament, man. It explains who the Gentiles are in the Old Testament. All right, this is Isaiah, the 11th chapter. Now, this is one of my favorite scriptures on the Gentiles. All right, this is Isaiah 11 and 12. And in that day there shall be a root of Jesse, which shall stand for an ensign, which is an example of the people. To it shall the Gentiles seek, and his rest shall be glorious. Now, if you know the scriptures, the Gentiles ain't gonna have no rest. All right. So I'm talking about the actual heathen Gentiles. All right. So in this context, all right, hold on, where I'm at. These Gentiles is gonna receive rest in this context are the Israelite foreigners. All right. And it shall come to pass in that day that Yahweh shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people. So who did Yahweh save the first time? All right, it was the Israelites. So it said he's going to do it the second time. So it's still pertaining to the Israelites. All right. Which shall be left. Now, where are these people left at? From Assyria, and from Egypt, and from Pathros, and from Cush, and from Elam, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea. Okay? It's still talking about his people, right? And he should set up an ensign for the nations. All right? Now, this is not, listen, the 12 tribes are considered nations themselves. So this is not talking about heathen nations. This is talking about Gentile foreigners, man. All right? And shall set up ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcast of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. So when they start naming all those different lands that these Gentiles is from, all right, those are Israelite foreigners, man. It breaks down the South, man. I'm getting tongue twisted and stuff, but it's really that simple. This scripture here itself down. And the perfect precept to that, you go to the New Testament. Acts, the 2nd chapter. All right? This is Acts, chapter 2. And I'm going to start at 5. Acts 2 and 5. And there were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men out of every nation, all right, under heaven. Now when this was noised abroad, the multitude came together and were confused, because they heard every man them speak in his own language. And they were all amazed and marveled, saying one to another, Behold, are not these which speak Galileans? How hear we every man in his own tongue where he was born? Parthians, the Medes, Elamites, the dwellers of Mesopotamia, and in Judea, and Cappadocia, and Pontus, and Asia, and Phrygia, and Pamphylia, and in Egypt, and parts of Libya, out of Cyrene, and the strangers of Rome, Jews, proselytes, Cretes, and Arabians. We do here speak in the tongues the wonderful works of Yahweh. That links up perfectly. These were Jews dwelling in other lands, man. And not only that, see, niggas get tweaked off the word Gentile, man. Or heathen for that case, man. And I'll give you the perfect scripture for that. This is 2nd Esdras, chapter 2, and I'm going to read verse 34. Matter of fact, I'm going to start with 33. Esdras received a charge from Yahweh upon Mount Oreb, which is Horeb, all right, that I should go unto Israel. But when I came unto them, they set me at naught and despised the commandment of the Lord. So Esdras said he was going to go to Israel, right? Now let's see what Esdras is going to say. And therefore I say unto you, O ye heathen. So why did Esdras call them heathens? Because they wasn't obeying the laws of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, man. It's just like when you go into Genesis, and Adam was bare, so he went to go get twigs and things of that nature to clothe himself with. He put on a different customs, man. All right? So, hey, basically he was like a heathen, man. All right? On a spiritual level. Okay? So, and therefore I will say unto you, O ye heathen, that hear and understand, look for your shepherd. These fucking actual heathens, I'm talking about these other nations, have no shepherd. So for this scripture to say, look for your shepherd, what shepherd is that? Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. All right? He will give you everlasting rest. Now there goes the rest pertaining to Isaiah, the 11th chapter. All right? He should give you rest. He is nigh at hand, that shall come in the end of the world. Be ready to the reward of the kingdom. Who's getting the kingdom? Only Israel. But yet, in this context, it called them heathens. All right?